The war chamber of the Tenebric Citadel was built to inspire awe and fear. A tiered amphitheater of shifting alloy and starlight glass, it floated in the center of the expanse like a heart beating over a battlefield. 70 chairs, one for each Accord species, curved around a central platform where crisis met protocol. And yet, as always, one seat remained empty. Obsidian. Cold. Perfectly centered. Engraved only with a single mark, a blue-gray circle split by a vertical line. Earth's sigil. Commander Alec Rains stood behind that seat, never in it, hands clasped behind his back, face unreadable. He wore a plain black uniform. No rank displayed. No medals. Just silence. The council's discussion echoed off the high walls, all clipped urgency and fear. The Syrex have broken through System Core 5. Another fallback world is gone. Over 9 million dead. We've lost 14% of total fleet strength. No new reserves incoming. Species argued in overlapping dialects. Scales rippled, feathers flared, voices rose. The scent of desperation hung in the air. And still, that seat stayed untouched. Over General Straltuin of the Varn Collective rose slowly. His presence silenced the room like a descending blade. His armor gleamed like blood in the chamber's recessed lighting. His voice, carried by Neuralink translator, landed like hammers on wet stone. I have tolerated many inefficiencies. Tactical stalling. Cowardice. Even idiotic hope. But I will not tolerate ghosts. He pointed to the empty seat. For 9 decades Earth has sat in that chair without a word. No deployments. No fleets. No plans. And still, we treat them as if they are owed reverence. Delegates murmured. Straltuin continued. The scourge overruns our homes. Our children breathe ash. And yet humanity watches from the shadows, silent, smug, absent. I say enough. He turned to Alec. Commander Rains, you will speak. You will explain why Earth believes it can claim a vote without ever raising a hand. Alec met his gaze. Didn't flinch. Didn't blink. I do not vote, he said. I observe. Straltuin spat. Observe? The Syrex are not a philosophical debate. You observe while systems burn? Alec said nothing. That silence unsettled the room more than any threat could have. Torla Yiv, a crystalline diplomat from the Lissari Combine, adjusted her lenses. Straltuin, Earth was invited to the Council not just for its past involvement, but its record of planetary defense. Record? Straltuin barked. My people remember only that they once leveled a binary colony and blamed it on a defense protocol gone rogue. He turned back to Alec. You think the myth of restraint earns you respect? We see it for what it is, fear of accountability. Alec remained still. Another delegate leaned forward. Then why keep the seat, Commander? Why show up at all? Alec's voice was quiet. Measured. To remind you it's still there. Straltuin's fist slammed against the table. You wear diplomacy like a cloak, but you're armed beneath it. Silence again. Waited. Alec moved. Slowly. He stepped forward and placed his hand on the back of the obsidian chair. One hand. No fanfare. You think the seat means power. It doesn't. It means memory. He paused. The last time humanity spoke in this chamber, an empire vanished. A hush swept the hall. Even Straltuin froze. No one asked which empire. Everyone knew. No records remained. Only a line in an old Lissari treaty. Earth spoke. The stars answered. Torla spoke gently. Commander Rains, respectfully, the Accord is unraveling. The Scourge is unlike any enemy we've known. If Earth has something, anything, we need to know now. Alec didn't move. I'm not authorized to activate the chair. Straltuin laughed. Then Earth is useless. Alec's gaze didn't shift. You mistake caution for impotence. We don't speak unless spoken to directly. We don't act until we're certain action ends the problem permanently. His voice softened, just slightly. Earth doesn't do temporary solutions. Straltoon pointed a clawed digit at him. Then I propose a resolution. In 72 hours, if Earth does not offer military assets to the Accord, its seat will be vacated, permanently. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the room. Others hesitated. Alec nodded once. Submit your vote. The Council AI initiated a formal poll. Lights flared as votes were cast. Results tallied in less than a minute. The motion passed. Earth had 3 days to contribute, or be erased from the Accord. Later, in a private corridor beneath the council hall, Torla intercepted Alec as he walked alone. You should have pushed back. I did. That wasn't pushing, she said. That was watching. Alec looked at her. Do you know how many kinetic strikes Earth fired during the Second Expansion War? She blinked. I know. None. We didn't fire. Not once. Then how did you win? Alec kept walking. We made sure they couldn't fire either. He returned to his quarters. An obsidian case rested on the table, untouched since his deployment to the Citadel. He unlocked it with a retinal scan. Inside, a single black data crystal pulsed softly. Label: Eden Protocol. Status: dormant. Trigger: seat occupied. He stared at it for a moment, then closed the case. Not yet. Alec Raines sat cross-legged on the floor of his quarters, eyes closed, breath steady. Not meditating, measuring. 12 hours since the council vote. 22 since the last known Scourge breach. 71 hours until Earth's silence would be considered betrayal. He opened his eyes. The lights dimmed slightly, as if in response to his thought. Earth's systems didn't use voice commands, not here. They responded to intent. The obsidian case was still closed. The data crystal still pulsed. Dormant. For now. In the council chamber, Straltoon was gathering momentum. The Varn general now commanded not only fleets but sentiment. We are at the edge of extinction, he said, tail-coiled voice echoing. And Earth hides behind riddles and restraint. I say again, provoke them. Force the response. Let them reveal what they fear to share. Delegates buzzed, some hesitant, others eager. A few watched the empty seat with something like dread. Torla Yiv whispered to her own aide. If they respond, we may all regret asking. That night it happened. A deep space relay station near Sol 7 went dark. Cut clean, no distress, no broadcast, no energy signature. The official report labeled it a Scourge breach. Alec reviewed the telemetry. Too clean. No biological residue, no hive pulses. He replayed the data. Then again. False flag. He didn't need confirmation, it reeked of Straltoon. Or one of his proxies. A push, just hard enough to provoke Earth. To break their doctrine of silence. He closed the file. Still, not enough. 2 hours later, he received a secure transmission. No name. No origin trace. Just one sentence. The Varn are staging another breach, this time, near Earth's child colonies. Coordinates attached. Earth's outermost spheres. Civilian science outposts, terraforming crews, unarmed. They were baiting him with blood. Alex stood from his desk. He paced to the far wall. Tapped a panel only he knew existed. A section of it retracted, revealing the true Earth console. WhisperNet interface active. A single option hovered in pale blue light. Black Eden status, standby. Deploy autonomous shadow fleet? Yes/no. He hovered over it. Froze. Memories flickered. 10 years ago. Earth. His final training day. He stood with General Cale Monroe beneath the burning sky of Nevada Sector 3, staring at a simulation, orbiting dreadnoughts turning an enemy fleet to dust in less than 90 seconds. No comms. No warning. Just fire, then absence. This is Eden? Alec asked. This is Eden asleep, Monroe replied. When it wakes, there's nothing left to fight. Why didn't we use it during the Orthian War? Because it doesn't stop. It finishes. And if someone pushes us now? Then God help the stars. Alec closed the memory. The console flickered. He tapped an O. For now. The next day, Council reconvened. The mood was heavier. The Scourge had taken another trade world. The Varn's forces were crumbling on 3 fronts. And Earth remained still. Straltun stood again. Commander Rains, another of your colonies is gone. Do you care? Or do you only act after the graveyards fill? Alec remained seated behind the black chair. Silent. You shame your own people, Straltun snapped. You parade myth and ghosts and offer nothing while the galaxy burns. Alec looked at him. Just once. Then rose. Slowly. And walked to the seat again. He placed one hand on the armrest. Didn't sit. I warned you not to ask us to sit here. Then do something. Straltun shouted. Act, or surrender your place. Alec's voice dropped a degree in temperature. You don't want us to act. You want us to bleed for you. But humanity doesn't bleed publicly anymore. He turned to the full chamber now. You call us cowards. But we watched your wars for centuries. We saw what you praised, bravery measured in body counts, victory etched in ruins. Alec raised his voice, just slightly. We don't wage war like that anymore. We solve problems. Permanently. And we only act once. He took one step back. Hands at his sides. But if you continue poking at a sleeping doctrine, it wakes. That night, a third relay was hit. This time, civilians died. Children. Alec watched the footage alone. Silent. Breathing through it. The console lit again. Eden Protocol authorization threshold reached. One condition remaining. Seat must be occupied. He stepped to the chair. Slowly. Saturday. Nothing happened. Then, across the Tenebrix Citadel, lights dimmed. Across the galaxy, Earth's Black Ops relays came online. In silence. Ships decloaked around forgotten moons. Orbital defense satellites, unmapped, unnamed, powered up and repositioned. Signals traced to every Scourge command node. And every Varn fleet. The Council didn't know it yet. But Earth had moved. Alec stood. One message pulsed on his console, flickering like a heartbeat. Voice transmission queued. Global Council frequency. Awaiting confirmation. He stared at it. Paused. Then tapped send. A single sentence went out, broadcast to every species, every fleet, every hive signal. Earth has taken the seat. At 4:13 Citadel Standard Time, the galaxy changed. The message had gone out an hour ago. One sentence. No title. No signature. Earth has taken the seat. No weapons had been fired. No fleets had launched. No ultimatums declared. And yet, in that silence, entire systems began to panic. Overgeneral Straltun stood alone in the war chamber, staring at the obsidian chair, no longer empty. Alec Rains sat in it now, back straight, hands clasped, eyes closed. Calm. Still. Straltun's comm implant flared. Varn command. Multiple feeds. All screaming at once. Sir, our forward fleet has gone dark. We've lost control of grid-based targeting. Satellites aren't responding. It's not a cyber attack. It's like the systems obey someone else. He disconnected. Rains, he growled, stepping forward. What have you done? Alec opened his eyes. We never stopped preparing. You just stopped paying attention. Far above the Citadel, across hundreds of star systems, things began to wake. On the shattered moon of Sorin V, a fleet of black drones rose from beneath glacial ice. Unmarked. Silent. Dispersing into orbit. In the Farsig belt, entire asteroid colonies realigned, revealing hidden weapon arrays that pivoted and locked on unknown coordinates. Near the Zyrak front line, gravity wells collapsed midfield. Scourge hive ships convulsed, overwhelmed by precise pulses of magnetoelectric disruption, unique to Earth's unknown tech. No noise. No warning. Just loss. Controlled, exact, terrifyingly efficient loss. Torla Yiv, watching from a separate chamber, stared at the battle maps updating in real time. She whispered to no one. They didn't need fleets. They were the fleet. An aide beside her gasped as system after system turned blue, Earth's color code. No gunfire. No collateral damage. The Scourge fleets had vanished. You said Earth had no forward deployment. Torla didn't answer. She finally understood. Earth had never left the war. They had just never been asked to join it. Inside the war chamber, Straltun stepped toward Alec, fury boiling just under control. This is planetary warfare doctrine. But you're using it like a scalpel. Alec nodded. Correct. Straltun slammed his fist into the council bench. You circumvented the Accord's protocols. Alec's tone was steady. We were never bound by your protocols. You invited us, not the other way around. You destabilized 3 war fronts without approval. We stabilized them. You unleashed Black Ops fleets. Correction, Alec said. We activated automated containment assets. No human lives deployed. 0 casualties. Total de-escalation. Straltun was trembling now, not with fear, but with realization. You could have ended this war months ago. We did. Quietly. You just weren't watching. The lights dimmed. A new figure flickered into view in the center of the chamber. No species, no face, just a voice. Human. Female. Measured. This is WhisperNet. Earth's Strategic Defense Matrix. Current threat containment level, 93% complete. No counteraction required. Awaiting final command from Council. Torla blinked. She's asking for permission? Alec stood. We do not lead your wars. But we finish what needs finishing. He looked around the chamber. Do you want the war over? Silence. Straltun sat down, stunned. For once, he had nothing left to say. The council took less than 10 minutes to vote. All species? Unanimous. Yes. Black Eden activated fully. The final 7% went dark. Across the galaxy, Syrex signals went silent. Their hive nodes blinked out one by one, targeted with surgical electromagnetic pulses that shattered internal coordination. Their ships, still intact, drifted pilotless. The virus Earth had seeded in their code decades ago, buried beneath decades of passive observation, had been turned on. Not a bomb. Not a bullet. A sentence, coded into their language, designed to shut them off. The war ended not with fire, but with understanding. Earth's understanding of how everything worked, and how to end it cleanly. In the days that followed, Earth didn't celebrate. They didn't claim territory. Didn't broadcast their role. Didn't even release a statement. Alex sat in the same seat, every day for a week. Then he stood. And left. Torla intercepted him at the Citadel's departure bay. You're leaving? Alec nodded. We were only here until we were needed. You saved the Accord. You could lead it. That's not what we do. She studied him. You waited all this time, just to be asked? We waited, he said, because no one listens until they run out of noise. She lowered her voice. What would have happened if we hadn't asked? Alec turned. Eyes calm. You'd have kept pushing. A pause. And then Earth would have answered without being invited. He stepped into the shuttle. The doors closed. Back in the council chamber, the obsidian chair remained. This time, it wasn't empty. A small plaque had been added to its base. Engraved in quiet steel. Earth does not sit to be heard. Earth sits to be remembered. And beneath it. Speak carefully.